starting a couple minutes early here. Wow, this is pretty good. I like cigars. I ordered a couple boxes of cigars over Christmas, but right before Christmas, and they just came yesterday. And they also came with a kind of coffee, Maduro blend coffee. The Nicaraguan tobacco farm also makes a coffee, and it is pretty potent. Oy, pretty strong. Tastes good though. Anyways, um, welcome to January 3rd, 2018, our second official trading day of the year. We are still in technically in a holiday week, and so I'm going to continue to preach about being aware of holiday weeks and how they affect the trade, how they move. We are seeing ever since yesterday, we're seeing a little bit more increased participation in all the markets, and yeah, things are getting a little more active, moving a little bit more instead of just one directional. If you were trading yesterday, you probably noticed a lot of these moves that were happening. Specifically, I'm looking at gold right now. Our gold trade, I don't remember exactly. Sorry, I got a little bit of a late start today. We had a long and a pullback, remember, and I was short up here. And what we have forming right here on the 8-hour, I'm looking at the 8-hour chart right now because this is really overbought. Okay, we are in very, very overbought territory. Like 92 is what we were at yesterday as we came into the day. And what we have here is a pretty classic in candlesticks called a pivot in candlesticks. So a pivot a pivot point in candlestick formation happens when you have the middle candlestick. So a pivot from a high means that we're going to swing lower. It means that the two candlesticks on the outside of it, they have lower highs. Yes, they do have lower highs than the previous. And do they have lower lows than the middle candlestick? Yes, they do. Not by much, but it's enough. And so what that tells us is that the effort to go higher was resisted, and we started to sell off lower, and that was not followed by any responsive major buying back up again. So we do have a condition on just the candlestick pattern that this is a overbought market. We can confirm that with our oscillators as well. Very, very overbought area. We have another half hour left on this candlestick though, so anything could happen. You know, where did this resistance happen? Happened right on our key harmonic level of support and resistance. This is a resistance band right now. And then also on a Gann angle, which we are beyond right now. However, I could really foresee a return below it. That is a very steep increase, and it should be noted that as we've gotten to this band, we did not cross above it in price action. We only crossed above it or beyond it because of time. Okay, we've been consolidating on this level here. Now, this consolidation on the hourly, we're not oversold or by any means or overbought. Could this mean that we have a condition for increased movement? Maybe. But I want you to take a look at this volume bar right here on the volume profile, volume at price. This is where our kind of short-term point of control is at. This is where most of the volume has been traded, is at this price between 13.12 and 13.14.07. So, you know, really a break below 13.12 is going to be a pretty nice move to the downside, just because we don't have a lot of participation compared to what's right above us right here. We do have a lot more selling volume up here too. So just be aware of that, especially, we do have some economic data coming out here. We've got Redbook coming out at 755 month over month, year over year, and then we have ISM manufacturing at 845 and PMI at 9. So we've got a slew of stuff that should be bullish for the news. Should be bullish. That U.S. news release should be bullish. And we have auto sales at 2:30 later on today. So we'll see how that goes. It's not uncommon for price to want to move the opposite direction of where the news of how the news is felt. So just be aware of that if you're trading gold. Also, gold. I mentioned this yesterday. Gold is at a went through that 1300 level very, very easily, and that had been proving to be a very big area of resistance, but that's not there anymore. Should we expect a pullback? I think so. Probably only to this line here. This is the 45, the line that is running across. It's a very steep 45, but it is the 45. Look for any return to there if you want to go long again, but I'm definitely, I have a short bias around here. The probabilities are short still. I was mentioning that yesterday. Even right now at one, anywhere between, let's see here, 1320 to 1316.2. No, I meant 1320, yeah. Sorry. To, let's see, 1314. All right. That's the gold play for today. Looking at the euro dollar. Now, we did see some nice movement here. It was nice to see this move. This is pretty exhaustive to me. If we look at these, we had just a lot of buying here on these two candlesticks. That's pretty rare to see these formations, but yeah, we did not want to go any higher here. Price was really handily rejected as it got up to the higher quarters of $1.20. Also kind of rejection if any higher at that 45. It looks like it's finding a tiny bit of support where it's at now, but this is really, really overbought market right here. This definitely has probably a long ways to go to this trend line, at least. We'll see what happens. Yes, if I can bring up, I think my Gann square is somewhere around here. Arc, don't need those anymore. Don't need that channel anymore. Date range. Okay, there we are. There's Gann box. Yeah, the Gann box we stopped right on this 45 angle. It didn't want to go above it. So what that means is that we'll definitely probably come down to want to test this angle again, and that'll bring us down to anywhere between the 1950 to the well, yeah, if it had a big drop like that, that would be pretty wild, but the 1900. So 1900 and 1950 areas where price might want to go. We are above the 3.8 Fibonacci line. And what we have right here is a confluence of time, price, and momentum. That is a very, very important And we set this on 1318. So I don't know if you folks took the short yesterday on that. You know, there's not a lot of risk going short right now. I'm comfortable. I re-entered short yesterday afternoonish, Central Time, um, and on the 8 hour, you know, what are we at on the hourly here? Yeah, just kind of farting around up here. We'll probably on the hourly maybe want to retest this angle again. The probably at like 120, 50, 120, 40. Even right now, I feel that is a safe short, and your stop would be well above 1.20 between, we'll say 2.5 and what do we say up here? Probably 4.5. And the stop we would definitely put up around, if you're going to put a really tight stop at 2090. Otherwise, yeah, this move definitely has a lot more momentum down than it does up. We are still severely overbought. If you look at that, I was talking yesterday. The euro was insanely overbought on this 8 hour. Minnesota Vikings. If anybody's a Vikings fan, born in South Dakota here, only because my parents were shopping for doorknobs at the time of my birth. But I was raised in Minnesota, and I've been a Vikings fan. I think every trader would do well by their children if they want their children to be traders, which you should never encourage them to be a trader. But if you were, then you should raise them as Vikings fans, because Vikings fans, you have to be a fan through the bad years and the worst years. They are masters of building you up and pulling the rug out from under you and setting you up for disappointment. And, you know, really being a Vikings fan is the perfect kind of attitude for a trader, because instead of being one of those idiotic optimistic optimists, you learn to be a pessimistic realist. You know, because that way you always expect the worst to happen, and when something good does happen, it's always a surprise. And when something bad does happen, it doesn't bother you. You're expecting it. It's the attitude you should have as a trader. It's a real dark look, isn't it? All right. Anyways, so the euro dollar pair, put that short there on our screen, and that is the play for today. Again, the profit area, you know, I have a hard time telling people where to take profit. I know where I would take profit, but you know, other people, it wouldn't matter if I told you where my profit area is, because I know a lot of people, if they get into profit, they will leave it early anyways. So you have to determine where to put your profit targets. And you know, just because you put in a trade, I mean, let's say you put in a full lot, all right, or you trade quarter lots or even a tenth lot. You know, whatever you trade, you don't have to take a full position for you off the table because it went into profit for you. You can take half of it out. Let the other half run. Pull your stop down to break even. You know, nobody ever went broke taking money early. All right, nobody ever went broke taking money and profit early. All right. Sometimes if you've been used to having a string of losses, if that's affecting your confidence in the market, sometimes maybe it is a good idea to build up that confidence again and give yourself some reward by taking profits quickly for a little while. The dollar-yen pair. Dollar-yen pair has been kind of a laggard ever since yesterday. Looking at the 8-hour chart, we are in these oversold conditions. Not totally oversold yet, but we're certainly in an area of historical support on the RSI. So be on the lookout here. I'm not looking to enter long here until this line is broken. I don't know if that will happen today, maybe more likely tomorrow. But this trend line here, that price went down, traded above, was rejected at, and has stayed below. I am not looking to re-enter this pair yet. No trade. I do not have a trade on here until it breaks above. In fact, if I was going to go long, I'm only going to go long break of the 112.46 and a retest of that price. Okay, I'm just not really interested in testing that line. You know, we did test the Bollingers on oversold conditions. We had some noted push up, flat buying, selling, flat buying, selling. We just need a lot more. We may drift across outside of this trend line in time instead of having price do it for us. So we'll have to see. You know, the angle below us is the one that wants to get tested after it broke those, is down here. So long term, I want to see how this plays out because I would like to buy back down here. I would really like to buy back down here, but we'll see how the rest of the week plays out. New Zealand dollar, similar structure to what we have on the euro. We were rejected at the 0.382 line, Fibonacci price line in our Gann square, and we got through this angle. It's very steep though. Might just trade sideways for a while, but we are really in these overbought conditions on the 8-hour chart. Bring us down to the hourly. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing a great trade here yet. Euro pound, if this hasn't been doing some kind of boring movement, I don't know what type. But this isn't exactly a healthy sign. Generally, when you're trading a channel, or when you're trading in a triangle, or you're trading an area of support and resistance, and you see price popping above or below that line, that's kind of a heads up of saying that's where price would like to go. We're just testing it, and you know, you'll get some responsive reversals in there. But you know, this trade has been working out so far, testing, banking inside of here. I'll get rid of these Bollinger Bands, a little noisy. There's a long opportunity here with a little bit of risk, followed by a short opportunity. So, I mean, going long right now is not a bad idea. Long at 0.8868. And our stop would be at we'll say 0.8858. No, a little lower, 0.8856. All right, and definitely the lower we go here, the less risk we have of it totally falling down. That's the 1-hour chart. What's the 8-hour look like? Little divergence, but not a horrible amount. I mean, the CMI here is really kind of over. Yeah, it's in its historical support position, so it's not. Yeah, this is not a coincidence that we've had all this. Yeah, the long here is actually a pretty good bias, and you know, going short, you only want to go short only if the oscillators or overbought and below 0.8859. So that is the euro pound pair. Looking at, let's see, the pound dollar. All right, this guy. You know what? I look at the daily. I don't trade this one a whole lot, but this is pretty cup and handly right here. But we have, on the daily, we have some very obvious divergence right here. We have lower lows, lower highs in price, but higher highs. Lower highs on our oscillator, but higher highs on our on price. That is regular bearish divergence. That is not a good signal that price will keep going higher. That is a good short signal, and that is playing out pretty nicely here. Yeah, this is actually a good short opportunity based on the 8-hour chart. Yep. This is typical of coming out of a weekend where you've gone in one direction. Is you'll definitely have profit taking and some strong reversals as the days go on. And my risk is going to be above. I'm going to put it around 1.37 even. And that's for the pound. All right. Again, because we're really overbought on the daily and the 8-hour in our oscillators. We're near these highs for the last few months. But if we break above that stop, it's going to be an interesting move. Otherwise, there's historical resistance above us, and we'll see how that plays out. All right. Switching over to cryptocurrencies now. Bitcoin, oh baby, this guy. Oh, see, now why didn't I have the square on my other crypto charts? I should put it over there. Anyways, cryptos, Bitcoin. Okay, I was talking yesterday, and actually last week and the week before, about this arc, and that price needed to go above it in a pretty violent manner. That's exactly what it did. It just kind of churned up yesterday, shot up and into this arc, and then blew outside of it. We didn't even test it really. I mean, we could say that this is all testing, but the real challenge for Bitcoin is testing. We tested above it, tested toward that 45, but we really want to get above the 15,000 level and hold it. The next time we break above, and we are holding above that line, then that is a long, and this is the new support. If I'm looking at our daily chart, we're still in great buying conditions. I have the excuse me, drew these up for a crypto group. So my 1 week target I have is up here at the 16,660. That's where I see us being in a week from yesterday. And then the 2 week target I have listed as 17,000. I don't know what that line is doing there. At 17,876 is the 2 week target. So I am long here, and I've been long below here actually. Actually, I have long sitting around all over the place. Bitcoin is just Bitcoin is a really crappy cryptocurrency compared to its peers out there right now, but as a instrument of value and identity of cryptocurrency space as a whole, that its value is really underrated in that respect. So I'm really long anywhere below 15 and we'll say 12, yeah, 1250, 12,500. I'm long anywhere there. That's my risk tolerance. It may not be yours. There are, and like a profit target, that first week target up there at 1660, 16,660. That's our first profit target. It's my first profit target. I'm going to definitely peel some off there. But I don't see price sitting there when it gets up to 16,600. All right. If you're used to trading Forex, then cryptocurrencies are going to be a little funkier in how they move because you can't short this. All right. This is not a shortable instrument. Well, at least in the U.S., we can't short this. So, it's a thing where you can only go long, and a lot of times that makes it easier. All right. Sometimes only having a long bias and knowing that most of the people during your time zone can only have a long bias, sometimes that makes it easier to trade, and have an idea of where things are going. If we look at the other pairs yesterday, oh man, Ethereum just blew up. It just, what was odd yesterday was that Ethereum and Litecoin, they both went up in the double digits of percentage gains, and Bitcoin was lagging and actually kind of under. It was like under 0.75% gain, but it didn't really show any great movement until later on in the afternoon. So, Ethereum actually hit an all-time high. And what is it doing right now? It is under a lot of pressure. We have a lot of resistance above us, but we have a lot of support below us. The fact that we blew through this arc, that means we're in a new phase. We're in a new arc, but we can't draw one yet because we need to see another actual high and then a low for us to get our first swing. But for the time being, this is still very bullish. Ethereum is still a great trade. In fact, if you're waiting around like I am, I want to see it. I want to see it bust above this 45. This 45 right here is going to have a little resistance, but the 900 is a good buy area. Or right now, I mean, and the stop below the arc is where you want to find your stop. But otherwise, this is all great buying area. A lot more better opportunities to get in here. And then my baby here, ADA. I've been in this guy since all the way down. Where are we at? The 1200 area. I've been, yeah. When I hit kind of went out of that first breakout. This guy just has so much fun structure. It's just kind of a beast. I think we might be getting a little toppy, but I think as we get closer to 7,500, we'll see what happens. But once we break into the 10,000, we'll see some big moves because ADA itself is attached. It has a dollar pair with the Tether coin, which is a really shady coin, but it's tied to the dollar. It's almost worth $1. That's a big deal, and I'll tell you why. Coin market cap. I consider 3 coins to be the majors just because they're listed on Coinbase, and that's the major hub of being able to liquidate your major coins into cash again. So Bitcoin, Ripple has just went above Ethereum. It's above Bitcoin, but Cardano used to be in the top 20, then it was in the 15, and now it's in the top 5. All right, it beat out Litecoin. And so look at these in the market cap. All right, when we see the market cap here, We have it's less than $1, less than $1, and it's not on the highest volume. All right, and its circulating supply is 25 billion. It's still less than Ripple's. Okay, so excuse me. It's just I consider it still a great value play. You have to have a stomach for these kind of coins, though, because just this morning I woke up, kind of checked my phone for my Forex positions, and then I checked my Bittrex and Coinbase positions. And when I got up at about 4:45, I checked my positions on TradingView on my phone, and it said that ADA was up at 28%. And then I came down here, I don't know, around what time was it? 5? Yeah, and then it was up only 17%. I mean, it was right here actually, right before 5 a.m. Yeah, when I came downstairs, and it just kind of dumped a lot. So you got to be used to things having a average 7 to 30% loss in an hour or in a day. That's difficult to stomach, but just gotta get used to those things. So, and here's the great thing too, is that as Bitcoin is raising in value, this is how you determine whether an altcoin has a lot of value behind it. And that's if the altcoin itself is going up when the pair it's against is also going up. So as Bitcoin is going up, ADA is going up. That means that the strength behind the actual cryptocurrency ADA is extremely bullish. All right, it's sitting at $1. It's almost at $1. This is a great buying opportunity. If you're wanting to wait, if I want to wait to get back in, I want to wait on a pullback, like a 25% pullback maybe. But right now it's at $1, almost at $1 again, and it's just going to be this is Ethereum's competitor. Cardano is Ethereum's replacement, so to speak. All right, so anyways, let's look at Litecoin quick. Litecoin yesterday had monstrous moves. Still trading below the 45, but it's still attached to it. It's still with it. It's getting into this. I want to see it kind of bank around in here. I want to see it get back above the 45. Litecoin is to me, it's that I don't know how to say it. It's the guy that everybody forgot about, and now he's doing really well. And use a Vikings analogy. Litecoin, no, I shouldn't use that. He is Sam Bradford before Sam Bradford got hurt. All right. Sam Bradford was the replacement for our quarterback, and now the replacement of the starter is better than both of them. But Litecoin, so Case Keenum is ADA or Cardano, and Litecoin is Sam Bradford. Injured but still good. So yeah, Litecoin still has a lot into it. I am a huge bull on Litecoin until something bad happens to it. I don't see. I find it very undervalued compared to its 3 peers up here. So, anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember that these recordings, I need to say that these recordings are always available afterwards. The guys at Forex Lens do a great job of getting these published and back up online so you can watch them. Make sure that you trade without anger or fear or excitement. I shouldn't say it. Recognize when you're having those feelings. All right, you can't avoid them, and I shouldn't say don't trade with those emotions because you're always going to trade with them. Just make sure that you are following a wise trading plan, and don't revenge trade. Anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a great trading day. And yeah, see you later. If I can find my cursor, there we go.